Hello and welcome back to Mini Motorways. Today I'm going to be playing London, where my best score is 1376. As always, my goal is to try to build these numbers, increase my high score so that they're above 2000 with a little side goal of above 2500 or 3000. I'm fairly certain the last time I played this map was the first time I had played this map, so I haven't played this map with my new techniques and tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So I'm really curious to see how far I get on this map. So let's go ahead and jump into London. Alrighty, so with London we do have the train station, which if you recall for the train station, the structures at the train station only request vehicles when a train passes through, and so we'll only get blips here as like the train comes through on the tracks. However, I will say that over time you do start to get more blips as the train goes on. So this is only one blip, but as the game moves forward, it will gradually ask for more and more blips every single time. That's just something to keep an eye out for the train. We had this pink one pop up here, so I just went ahead and connected those across like that. Kind of an easy adjustment. Like I said before, it's been a while since I played the London map, so I'm unfamiliar with the patterns of the colors that show up in certain spots. It's kind of essentially like a new game that I'm unfamiliar with and have to learn essentially how the maps are structured for their colors essentially. So far, the game's been pretty generous, I would say, with providing the colored structures in the houses. They've been fairly short as far as getting from point A to point B. The tracks will prove to be difficult probably a little bit later. Maybe not. We'll have to see how the train plays into things here, but so far I've already had to draw two roads that go through the train tracks, and so train tracks are always inevitably going to cause some sort of traffic jams probably, and so it's just something that we're going to have to keep an eye on in the future. Not really something we can really do about it unless we get like the gray or the pink on the other side of the train tracks. Then that's obviously going to be the better route. So we'll just have to see what happens as the game progresses. I'm going to speed forward here a little bit and let the game progress a bit. Alright, and of week 2, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the bridge. As you know, I don't like traffic lights, so we're just going to go ahead and get the bridge, and those will be helpful later. But one thing I did notice with the train tracks here is that it does look like that it could be one continuous loop for the train. I think in the last map, the train would go to an end, stop, and come back the other way, and so that is a little bit of a different mechanic. We'll see how it plays into the rest of the game, but that's just something that I observed. Okay, we had this guy pop up here. Probably the easiest solution with this. Let me see where some additional pink houses pop up. Okay, we have this one. I'm going to... I don't want to delete that. I am going to basically attach those, and then I think I'm going to attach this temporarily till a different option comes around. I don't particularly like having one road or one streamline that connects multiple structures, but this is the best option that we have for now that we're going to work with. Okay, technically I could install or have a house go over the tracks through a bridge, follow this river, and then into there. I think I am going to do that just so I have a separate pathway to this. We did have these two yellow structures spawn with these two yellow houses, so that is something we're going to have to address as well. That yellow is a little bit more complicated, I feel. Actually, that reduces complications fairly quickly there, so do that. Actually, sorry, I didn't want to do it that way. I want to do it like this. There we go. That looks cleaner to me. Let's do a motorway. So that will be sufficient there. I am going to bring this across. We follow the river a little bit and then connect up there and bring that down so that way it has a backup option. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Ugh, that's so annoying. Okay, brought it back. Cool, fix that. That's like that, that's like that. And then I would ideally like to bring yellow up and around so I have two different colors. I know I need to address this. finishing this thought, I would like to have this color come up here. Ideally to have the colors come in from different directions. This I need to resolve. It's a fairly quick fix here. Jeez. 90 wavy. This one is all the way over here, so we're just gonna have to do one house for now. It will be fine. Okay, let's suss out this yellow thing here. Let's basically do something like that and connect up like that. And that should give us essentially a road, a single road per color, which is what I like to aim for. And we're just gonna let this play through a bit and see how it goes. Alright, for week 4, we have roundabout and road tiles. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the road tiles. Oof, okay, we have this. We have a bridge handy. So I think I'm just going to bring this down and over. Leave it at that. Call that a day. I should be fine. Since the map has zoomed out a bit, we can see that this train is in fact a loop. It currently only has this one train stop. It will likely spawn an additional train stop somewhere down here or someone over here, unless I decide to block it off. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't want to play the game and block off every little thing, because I feel like that kind of makes the game a little boring, less interesting. There are some areas where I definitely don't want to see stuff, and I will do blocking for sure. But in this instance, like, I don't know, like that, there are some of those blocking techniques would take away elements of the game that I want to maintain. So, not going to do any blocking off the side here. An example of where I would potentially do blocking would be like something down here, where I don't necessarily want something to spawn here. Don't really necessarily want anything here. Definitely don't want anything there or like there. So like we'll want to keep those somewhat empty, just so it's like not congested, you know. There's lots of space over here. I'm not really worried about their adding things there. Alright, this is clear across the map, which definitely means it's gonna have to be our first motorway. We could technically get by with our 2 bridges, but that's just a long way to drive. So we're just gonna go the motorway route and get that hooked up and save us some trouble. What is this? Why did that spawn there? That's... okay, well, I mean, I could link that up, but I got these 2 houses, which are totally fine for supporting this right now, and so I'm gonna leave it at that. I could ride this all the way up. It would essentially prevent a spawning situation there. I also don't necessarily need it. I'm gonna hold off. I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna worry about anything. I don't want to overcomplicate things. So it is end of week 6. We are great on road tiles, so I'm gonna go with the motorway and to get that back to stock. Okay, as suspected, we did have a train station crop up here. This should be an easy add that we can add there with this house that spawned in there. Now, it would be really ideal if we had the mint color spawn in this second spot. I think that would be great just because we have this mint house that can help supply that, and it would just be easier to connect up there with the mint house. That would be cool. This blue level 2 structure is sufficiently covered as far as houses go. Oh, is that why you gave me that many? Is that why? Probably. We're gonna have to bring some of these over here. I have a highway, so we can bring those over there fairly quickly. Technically, I could extend this road out and have some folks go over into there, but I don't want to cause more problems with traffic than I need to. Plus we have a highway handy. Might as well. We do have an option to take back the highway and connect this up if we absolutely need to. Worst case scenario if we needed to. So we are going to just grab this here, bring this over like that, just so it's not doing some awkward hairpin turn there. Not that it matters, it doesn't affect traffic flow with the hairpin turns, but I personally don't like the look of hairpin turns, so I don't want to do them. So this should be sufficient for this. This is basically a hairpin turn anyway. Like, it's essentially already a hairpin turn. This level 2 structure is requesting quite a bit, but it looks like, at least as of now, we have sufficient coverage. I am probably going to have to move one of these over because it looks like all of the vehicles are being utilized. So let's move that over just to make sure we have ample coverage there. Cool, that's not what I want to see necessarily. I guess the best thing we can really do is oh, don't move that. That's not what I want. We will bring this down. Not what I want, but this is gonna have to be what we do for now, and it does the job. So just have to stick with this here. Ooh, this is... Oh, I forgot I can't draw bridges straight out the gate. Okay, this is what we want, basically. So I can actually get rid of this now. These two will be enough for now. If I have to connect later, because it's a level 2 structure, then I will. But this is perfectly okay. 2 bridges here. Now, what I'm noticing is with the train, we're starting to get requests for more blips on the buildings. Oof, that's kind of far. Specifically this one. I thought I saw this one blip a couple of times, like 2 maybe in the last run. Ooh, this one's 3. Okay, so there's definitely a lot. We did have this one spawn, so we have 4 vehicles that can supply that, which is good. But now we have this guy over here. Need to find a way to supply to that. That is... We can fix this. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically kind of revamp what houses are supplying what. We have this guy. We're gonna move him up there. Then we're gonna get rid of this. And we're gonna take this here. This is gonna cause a little bit of a mess, but it will work out in the end. We're going to break it like that. Essentially this here. I'm actually gonna bring that down like that. So this is supplying that, that's supplying that. I'm going to also bring this one down. This is being supplied plenty. I don't need any more there. We have 3 structures now supplying the train station. This highway is now going to be here, directly in. And then I'm going to take these guys that are tucked up here, and they're now going to be supplying this the structure over here. I'm going to then get rid of the bridge so we have that back. And now this should be structured in the way that we want. So we're going to let this play through a bit. Hopefully letting everything kind of fix itself in the process. Okay, so let's do a motorway. We have ample coverage here, hopefully at the train station. I did bring one of the homes that was connected up here down because this one spawned, and I'm going to bring that. Oh, I brought that over. This has ample coverage. I had this spawn in, but I can't do anything with it, unfortunately. I can't put this anywhere. Like, I can't bring it in, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to just leave it. Same with these guys. Oh, well, I guess we are bringing it in here now because we need it for the structure. I guess the good news is, so when these connect up to this road here, these are not considered intersections, so vehicles shouldn't slow down when going by these houses. That is nice. I don't necessarily like this by any means, but they spawned right there, and I don't really have a great way of... I guess I could wrap them around. We could change this up a little bit. We could change this so that way these structures through a bridge can feed up through here. Because here's the thing, the blue is already a level 2 structure, which means the traffic is going to get kind of gross. And so we do kind of want the mint feeding into a different direction, in my opinion. I think I am going to make that change. So essentially what that's going to look like. Get these houses out. Fortunately, the thing that I hate is that none of these houses can go directly into the water to make a bridge. It doesn't. It's really stupid because it won't let me do that. What I can do though is take these houses, kind of snake them through like that, and bring those in. That will allow these guys to come through. I do have this one here, this kind of rogue one. I guess here's another thing that we could do, actually. Bring this up like that. Get rid of that section. And then we bring this up there. Let's put it there. Then bring that up, and then won't let me move this house over yet because that ghost highway is still there. So we're just gonna leave that as is. Technically, I can bring these guys up here to supply that. And then I don't even need the highway there. Those would cover it. Maybe I'll keep these covered. Okay, that's why they gave me a bunch there. Oh, and this is easier fix. Oops. Beep 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 beep. Cool. That's chill. This is fine. And then this guy. I wonder if now is a good time to bring the highway here down to here. Say that because all these, well, this car is about to leave the home. Or about to go back. I can't tell based off pause. Okay, they parked. We could take, these cars aren't being used anymore for this because it looks like this is supplying that for now. We can take this highway, bring it down. You know what? I'm gonna delete it because it looks ugly. And then we will do this. Basically, oh, this still looks ugly. That actually doesn't look too bad. It's fine. That should be good there. That should be good there. Da da da. Let's see. Nothing else is blowing up or yelling at me currently. We have this guy still requesting a large amount of vehicles, but it looks like we have enough to kind of supply that. Yeah, they're already requesting those vehicles. So why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why didn't you guys tell me I could just do that? I'll do that instead. Bada bing, bada boom. Hopefully, it's the late week rush that's causing that. So hopefully that will go down here soon. That would be great. Okay. Do you have this structure here that just... Jeez. We have the structure here that just decided to spawn in. Bring that up and around like that. And we might have another house spawning up here. There's a couple up here that need a place to go. This random guy, what the heck? Might as well connect him up in a way. I say that because they would be going here too. So we might as well connect it up. This just converted to a level 2 structure. And the problem with this space though is there's not a whole lot of room to add mint here, and so if we do add mint here it would have to be probably from the other direction, which not a fan of, but it's gonna be the best we can do with that. They're probably about to either upgrade one of these or give me another one, because I'm getting so many of these mint colored houses coming through now. So something's about to happen, I think, that's going to require those. Just gonna let them kind of pop in here. Let this play through a little bit. Oh, what do you know? Just as I... Jesus, what kind of road was that? Just as I suspected, that came in there. But luckily that's a pretty easy connection. Wouldn't be surprised if they still decided to upgrade one of these buildings to level 2 structure. Yeah, because it's still giving me mint houses. We might have to restructure things a little bit, because we have a ton of these. That one leveled up. We have a ton of the mint houses that are popping in, like over here, and it might just be easier to connect them up here instead of doing this highway, and then we have these to supply this. We just have so many mint houses that we can figure something out with. This one apparently isn't supplying enough, so we're going to just move one of those houses down just to kind of help with that. I am probably going to consider switching up this network here so that way it's a little bit cleaner, nicer looking. Just gonna go ahead and attach that. It makes an intersection, but it's not the end of the world. Wow, in sudden turn of events, this pink is struggling, causing problems. Same with this one. So it looks like we're having issues with the pink, which I can't do anything with that. That's going to supply the train. But these hookups are not enough. So I have to figure out another way to get more pink up there. And we only have these ones here. So probably, I mean, there's no super obvious easy solution, but we do have a highway that we can bring up here We can kind of bring this up. I'm not gonna like doing this, but it's gonna work for the time being. Just to kind of help fix this up really quick. That's gonna help reduce that issue, and I think it would help reduce this issue a lot. It's helped a little bit, but it's still having some trouble kind of keeping up, which is unfortunate because, like, we only have 2 additional pink houses. How else are we supposed to supply these pink houses up here, or these pink structures up here, with just these 2 additional ones that are not being fed in? Oh gosh, this pink one spawned in here. We gotta connect that up there. That'll be helpful. Oh, of course, we had additional pink here. This one is struggling to meet its quota. This one, I think I can't connect up this. Unfortunately, I do think I'm gonna have to bring down some structures from up here to help with that. These ones aren't being used in any way. Let me let the pink play through a little bit. Oh man, I really wish I could connect this easier, but I don't think there's a way I can connect that one to these, unfortunately. This is gonna get into semantics, but this one adjustment might be able to help. Okay, that allowed us to bring that in there and get more pink supply. Hopefully that didn't cause issues. It shouldn't. The roads are kind of back to normal though, so that should help. Man, this is still yelling. I mean, I know it's about to get a huge influx of cars, so it will probably be okay. But I might as well attach these houses that aren't being used and have them as a backup. Kind of expected that as well. So to do this, I'm going to attach these up just because they're over here and they will help feed, but I will also bring these in like that, just so we have vehicles coming from another direction. That should be fine. This looks like it's starting to correct itself, so that's great. This blue looks like it might need some help, and I don't have a great way of connecting. Oopsie. That. Connect that up like that. This train stop seems to be okay, so I'm not worried about that. This is looking like it might need some help, so I'll go ahead and pop that up just to kind of help a little bit with that. Get rid of that extra road. These are kind of floating in space. I can't really do anything with those. I think I'm going to bring that up just to help. Okay, we're going to continue to let this play through a little bit, see if there's any problems that crop up. This seems like it might be a problem. Oh, that's the wrong connection, but whatever. Connect. I don't really want to connect that there. Connect that there, connect that there, and hopefully they're not requesting for this last house, but it's just kind of a security measure, I suppose. Of course, we have a random ass pink one spawn there, which is not helpful. It looks like the pink situation has kind of been fixed a little bit. We'll have to see if things still kind of... Looks like this pink second level structure is still requesting quite a bit, though. We might have to find a way to actually bring these up. Ooh, bring that over there to help. Might actually have to... Ooh, pause it just in time for that. We might actually have to prevent a bunch of traffic issues is... like, basically force these to go to the second level structure and then force these 4 to go up here. I think some of the issue might be that some of these might be heading up there, which ideally I don't necessarily want those up there. So it's gonna hurt, but I need to move that down a little bit. Destroy that, destroy that. This is going in here. This is going in there. And we're going to get rid of that bridge because we don't need it anymore. These will all into that. And then it also kind of frees up... Oh, just kidding. It doesn't. I lied. These guys are trapped here. There's no way they're gonna actually be able to help supply anything anywhere unless I wanted them to become intersections, which I don't. This change also might have just messed up my entire game because, I mean, we do have some vehicles going into there to help supply that in the meantime, but sometimes it like will delay travel to structures when things change up like that. Also, really quick, this spawned in up here, but I kind of pushed it out of my mind for like a brief second because it is attached and it's technically already in a great spot to have supply. I do think oh my gosh, this is actually tighter than I thought it was going to be up here. We're gonna move that there. Get rid of some of that. I do want maybe one structure or one connection there. I'm gonna get rid of that so there's no confusion with travel. But I am going to connect up maybe a few more of these. This should be supplied. This starts to get a little crazy. I have a bunch extra over here that I can use. This still seems like it's trying to catch up a little bit, but I have lots of connections, so that should be fine. This one's yelling at me because I made a change, but hopefully that change will start to fix things a little bit, maybe. This one's also yelling at me probably because I made a change, but it also could be that it's not being sufficiently supplied. That could also be an issue. Oh, that sucks. I can't bring this over because of the bridge situation. This instead. I'm gonna bring that up there. Just to help. Just to help with things. This doesn't seem like it's getting fixed with these houses that are being supplied, which is unfortunate. So I need to connect up more houses there. I think I'm just gonna have to suck up one of the motorways and just bring it over. What do you mean a motorway can't... Oh, I have to... Oh, I can't connect a motorway like that. Oh no. Move it up there instead, I guess. This is gonna look so ugly. Ooh, if I can... This is gonna be tricky, huh? Do that. Do that. It's gonna look so bad, but it'll do the job. Man, the fact that this is having problems too. Like, what the heck? I don't have enough pink houses to supply this. I have 2 houses that aren't connected to anything, and I can't really connect them to anything. Okay, hopefully I can catch up here. You've got to be kidding me. This is painful now. Let's see how... I can't really do anything here. Unless they're going to start spawning pink houses in somewhere else, then maybe I can do something. But like, am I just like not understanding what's happening here? I've literally only not connected 2 pink houses. Fix. Please fix. I might have to connect there. This is honestly, this is probably going to be where things start to go really, really bad. I don't think this is going to fix anything. This might be more trouble than it's worth, but yeah, this is already, I don't know if it's going to be saved. And also this thing. What can I do there? What can I do? Do that stupid bridge thing. Alright, we're just going to have to suck up desperate times, desperate measures. Everything is being utilized in there as much as possible. I've got 5 houses connected to this and a highway. I've got these all connected there. Literally all but 1 house connected. Okay, this one's going down. This one is now like screaming and yelling and crying and throwing up. Let's see. I can help connect that to help that mess. Oh, this is such a traffic jam here. That's crazy. Is this gonna be fixed at all? No, this is gonna take too long for these vehicles to get down here. Ugh, I hate this. I hate what the pink is doing right now. This is fixed, thank the Lord. I did not think that was gonna be fixed ever. We have this, which hopefully can fix stuff. Yeah, this that just spawned in. I hate this, but, you know, we can do... That'll prevent section, I guess, happening there. Can do something like that, which is gonna slow things down probably in that area, but it's fine. Now all of a sudden these houses, or these houses want to stay inside. Like, what gives? What gives, huh? Okay, well, we made it to week 16. Wasn't expecting that. I thought we were done for with the pink situation. This one fixed itself. This seems to be okay. What else is gonna potentially yell at me? That's the thing. It's like, where else could we have some problems? The other question is this house gonna be enough for that? Can I disconnect that? Is that possible? I don't know. This guy is really ugly right here, but that's the best we could do with that spot. Honestly, the next potential issue we could have is this, which isn't necessarily the end of the world either, because I can attach that extra one there, and that will help a little bit. Okay, this one turned to a level 2 structure, which doesn't seem like that's the end of the world right now either. Okay, we got more pink coming in, which is good. This blue, I said was fine earlier. It's not anymore. This one is yelling at us now, so we can just do a quick remedy with that here. Still had a highway that wasn't being used there. So we'll just quickly attach those just to help with that. This pink is, again, starting to cause problems. This just upgraded to level 2 structure, which we do have quite a bit connected up to that, so I'm not really worried about that. This is starting to yell again. This is yelling, this is yelling. This is a cluster here. I think that's gonna help matters, but that will hopefully help fix that. There's so many connected up here that's gonna cause a little bit of a traffic jam. This, see, we have this connected. Technically, this is also connected there. This blue house isn't connected to anything. We'll throw that on there just for good measure, but honestly, like, this one, not sure it can be saved. Yeah, this is kind of a mess. All these blues are connected in some way. Pink's throwing a fit again. I think this is about where things are going to crash and burn, because everything is yelling all at once. Blue's having a fit, pink is having a fit, and we've done our best to connect things as much as we can. So, yeah, that was basically it. But we got above 3,000, which is our, like, high tier goal that we're trying to work towards. So, overall, ended up on a good note, I would say. Beat our prior score of, I don't even remember what our prior score was. Definitely hit above that 2,000 threshold, above our secret goal of 25 and 3,000, so I'm happy. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of Mini Motorways, and I'll see you guys next time.